to tonight's show. People are normal and conversations with Thurman and a giant new Wednesday to us all. Well, how are you? I hope everybody's doing fine. I hope you have solved the problem that you might have had and things are working out for you. And for those who haven't solved any of their problems, stick with it. Continue to try to solve that problem because every problem can be solved. You just have to know what course of action that should be your decision. You know, your decisions are not just decisions. Your decisions are based on courses of action. And that course of action is the power of your decisions. So first you want to make sure that that course of action is working for you. And you might want to know, well, where can you find that course of action? A lot of times you got to think back. Think back, your memory. Think back about your life. Think back about the events that have occurred in your life. Think back about what was important to you. What made a lasting impression. What events. What people. You know, who were the special people in your life to determine what your course of action is. And then your decisions, a lot of times your decisions you can make your decisions based upon what you remember, the events of your life, like I was just saying. And sometimes you will find that, especially, I'm not talking about the bad events. I'm talking about the good things that happen in your life. You know, you don't want to focus on the bad things. You want to focus on the good things that happen. And then you want to ask yourself, why did those good things happen? What did you do? Was it anything special that you did? What kind of attitude did you have at the time? You know, how did you meet your friends or your best friends? Put that all together because a lot of times, like they say, a history will repeat itself or events repeat themselves. So those events in your memory can be repeated for your success. Maybe a lot of times those events and memories have faded away and need refreshing. You know, energized. You know, you got to pay attention to you. Pay attention to your past. Because you are your past. You know, what happened in the past is what you are today. So you have to give that all of your attention. Okay. I'd like to mention, wow, isn't she beautiful, the Miss Neha Dapia? Wow, do I love that. I love that photograph of her. She's very beautiful. Hi, Neha. How you doing? Hope everything is going fine for you. I hear that the second season of No Filter Neha, you're going out, I'm hopeful that you're going into your third season. But it's a wonderful show. It's a very exciting show. You know, people, you know, they sort of get things off their chest. They sort of, you know, and I understand why. I understand why people, you know, sometimes people want to have someone to talk to, someone that'll listen to personal things in their lives, or things that they haven't discussed with anyone, but they want to discuss with someone. But they can't discuss it with the circle maybe that they that they are their daily, their daily associates, associations, and their daily work, and other things. So, and they can't just talk. They have to be careful of what they say because people are listening. They're listening for not that person, but they're listening for the powers that be. You got a lot of people that they don't care. They just listen to you. It's about what it is. It's about the facts. But a lot of people are listening to what's within you. What is driving you to do the things that you do. That inner powers that be. And that's very important because the powers that be is going to be there. But then again, a lot of times you're not aware of it, but sometimes people will guide you. They'll guide your life for the better, but a lot of times they'll interfere with your life. You see, some can be a bad influence by trying to influence your powers, the power that be within you. A lot of times. But then a lot of times, people, they want to do the right thing, and they feel that, they want to help you. They want to be helpful to you. They want to see you succeed. They want to see you be the best that you can be. A lot of people are like that because you get personal satisfaction out of that. And I know I do. If I help someone, now this is not saying that I'm going to help everybody and they're going to make a fool out of me. I ain't talking about, biting the hand that feeds you. I'm talking about if somebody help you, you want to feel like you want to do likewise. You want to help them if at all possible. You don't want to harm them. You don't want to rip them off or take nothing from them because they help you. I know years ago, that was the rule. The rule was, somebody help you, help them. Do them a favor. Be thankful. Be appreciative. Don't try to rip them off or hurt them or take something from them because they help you. That's what they do in today's world. They're teaching the millennials how to be that way. But we, the baby boomers, we were taught better than that. You see. So, but like I said, times have changed. But a lot of times you don't have to. A lot of times you don't have to accept the changes. If you don't like the changes, you don't have to accept them. You can do your own thing. And nothing wrong with that. You can do your own thing. Now, let's see, was there anything else that I was thinking of? Oh, yeah. For you baseball enthusiasts, who's going to be competitive in the World Series this year? Yeah, the Dodgers. And the, what's that other team? Houston? Yeah, I think it's Houston. Houston, Los Angeles. Dodgers. And, I forget that. Well, somebody don't want to even mention it. So we won't mention it. But the Dodgers originally was from Brooklyn. No, we're not going to see. A lot of times when I'm discussing things, somebody say, "Oh, we don't want to." But from now on, we're going to talk about, what I want to talk about, without nobody intermeddling or interfering with my thought processes. Like I said before, this is what I was trying to tell you about people influencing you and so forth. See, we have too, there's too many um, reports about people saying uh, their minds are being controlled. There are too many reports about that. And we're going to talk about that sometime because I don't think that, the way, the attitude that people have in now, like I said, bite the hand that feeds you and all that sort of stuff. I think with the leadership that we have today, I think we have to focus on that. I think that maybe the Democrats and the Republicans are having trouble out of the mules and the elephants. That's what I think. And then if we go on a little higher, we'll see that there is influence going on today, and it's permissible. When years ago it was not permissible. There was obedience. If you have a pet, that pet obeyed what you told it to do. But now it's not about our pets. It's about the wild. It's not about tamed elephants. It's not about tamed beasts of burden or mules. It's about wild elephants and wild beasts of burden or mules. That's the difference. You got to tame them. You got to do something with them. What? I don't know, but you think of something, and you think of something. Okay, now, this is what, okay, no. Forget about the baseball, okay, and so forth right now. But now, here he is. Thurman is gonna discuss. He's not going to discuss, but he's gonna share with us his views and his thoughts about marriage and love, or should we say, love and marriage. Okay, here's Thurman. Okay, you're on. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? And I also like to welcome you to the program tonight, especially this segment of the program, Conversation with Thurman. I'm Thurman. Well, tonight we want to talk about marriage and love. Why is it important to me? It should be important to every. This is gentleman's night. All the gentlemen out there, they might be interested in what we're going to talk about tonight. And I know the ladies, you can sit in on this. Like you said, like I said, what the guy's name was mentioned. He's a radio host. His name is Jimmy Church, where he tell you to relax, sit back, and enjoy yourself, and get your favorite taste, and enjoy the program. I listen to him. Every time he's on, I listen to him. He's a wonderful guy. That's a lot to say. Marriage. What I think about marriage, my opinion. Marriage, first, marriage is an attraction. It's an attraction. A relationship is an attraction. A silent attraction, or attraction that appeals to your senses. Other times it don't have to appeal to your senses. The attraction is there, whether you know it or not. That's what they call falling in love. Because it's there, but you don't know it's there. Attraction is very important. If that attraction ain't there, then the chances of you meeting the mate that you have met, or the person that you have met and formed a relationship with, chances are it would have never happened if the attraction, the power of attraction hadn't been there. There was something about the person. It could have been a person's appearance, the way the person carried himself, him or herself, or the way the person dressed, the way the person talked, the way the person smiled, or whatever. The maturity of the person's mind. All these things contribute to attraction. You see a girl or you see a guy, say, wow, he looks good. Just because he looks good, or just because he's dressing good, or that doesn't mean that he's good for you. That doesn't mean that you're going to have a good relationship, or it's going to turn out well. Then again, it's all about something about you. Something about you, but I just don't know what it is. I like you. I feel something for you, but I don't know why. And I don't know what it is. But I do. And a lot of people form a relationship and they get married just because something about you, and I don't know what it is. It's the powers. It's the powers that's working within us that's doing it. Ordinarily, you might say, I'm not going to have nothing to do with him or her. But within is thinking differently about that. It might be the education. Oh, that person got a good education. Because with an education, that means that I have security. And if I marry someone with a good education, if I marry someone making $80,000 to $100,000 a year, that's going to be security for my life, for my future, the things I want to do. It's going to be definitely security, and vice versa. Social position. What social position do you hold? What importance are you in life? Are you a teacher? Are you a doctor? Public speaker? Or artist? A writer? Engineer? Architect? What is your social position? What is your importance? What is your value? A lot of times, that's how people, a lot of times in this world, people don't meet by chance a lot of times. A lot of times they are acquainted with each other on the job. And then they might go to parties or different events. And they come in contact with each other. So a lot of time it depends on your social position or what type of person that you're going to get involved with and eventually marry. Okay, love. What do you think love is? What is your opinion of love? That the powers that be. I asked the powers that be. What do you think love? Powers that be going to say, intercourse. Intercourse is not an opinion. Intercourse is the powers that be. It's not a sexual thing. It's about what we just talked about. Attraction, attention to each other. And forming a relationship. And going on about your lives as companions. That is intercourse. You know, we're not talking, I haven't mentioned intimate relationship. So, you know, intercourse can be intimate relationship. But to what degree of intimacy? You know, you might just be with each other, just feel something for each other. That's intimacy, but not to a certain degree. But if you get involved with personally involved with each other, then the intimacy gets closer and closer and closer until you make contact with each other. That's as far as the powers that be. But as far as you're concerned, her, him, or she, him, or whatever, it's about opinion. Love is an opinion. Love is your opinion. Your feelings and emotions as a reaction to the person that you're in a relationship with. It's your opinion. Because somebody else might think differently about that person that you're in love with. It might have a total different meaning. So love is your opinion as far as a relationship is concerned. I'm not talking about things, and it can also apply to things. But tonight I'm talking about relationships between men and women. The sexual attitude is there always. The sexual attitude is visual, because you can see somebody that looks good to you, looks beautiful to you, or pretty to you, but yet it's not love. It's the beginning of an intercourse, but not love. Love is the feelings from the emotions that you get or the emotions that you feel from the relationship. Sometimes love can be a hurting thing. Those emotions from love, especially if the love is irrational. If the love is not rational, irrational love, it can be a hurtful thing. The emotions can result in hurtful feelings, or they can result in happy feelings also. But it depends. It depends on what's going on between you and your intimate partner. Is love good? Well, trust is good. If you trust each other, love should be about trust. But what is the first trust? The first trust is beyond you. The first trust is the intercourse of the beginning of the relationship. The attraction. That is the first trust. And we trust that. We trust it because visually someone appeals to you. Or something else. Or something about that person. or that person's appearance. You know, like personally, I like certain types of girls, but they're not saying that I couldn't fall in love with another type of person. But I have, my own preferences. I can't call it love, but, it's a good feeling to me. A lot of people say, well, what is happening in your life? Right now, not too much. I do some online dating. I'm trying to pull something. I use everything I know trying to pull a nice young lady. That's part of that. That's not the love. It's not irrational. It's a rational thing that I do. To me, it's good. If I see someone that I like or someone that I think I could share my life with or share a good relationship with, I would say it's good. But first, as far as love concerned, what is good? Good is the basic ingredients of bad. But good is greater than bad. Good is greater than bad and useful to perfection. So that's why when we see things and we in our life and what's created and invented our life, it's good. It's good because it's useful to the perfection of our life. What you see around you, your automobiles, the beautiful cars you got, and all that, that is part of the perfection of civilized life. It is good. It is good, but how we manage it and what we do with it determines whether it becomes bad. Because remember, good is just an ingredient of bad. But we got to make sure it's always greater. And when it's greater, it is called good. So in your relationship with people, you want your fair share. You want your fair share of feelings and trust. I asked a young lady one time, I said, why are you so determined? And what are you determined about? She said, I'm determined to make my husband a better person or make my husband better. I said, oh, well, how are you going to do that? How are you going to do that? She said, I'm going to find me a boyfriend that I'm to make him a better person. I said, wow, man, that's heavy. But that's the way it goes. People think like that sometimes, People think like that, and they go to do it, and then something happened in their life. Say, what happened? He don't pay no attention to me anymore. The marriage was good, or the relationship was good, but they don't pay no attention to me anymore. Fellas, you got to pay attention to them girls nowadays, or they'll find a boyfriend. And girls, you better pay attention to your fella, because he's going to find a girlfriend. And remember, girlfriends come before wives. Before there was marriage, there were girlfriends, boyfriend relationships, and then marriage. You see? So that girlfriend is important. That girlfriend is going to always be there. That girlfriend and that boyfriend is going to always be there. Maybe it's not there physically, but mentally, in the mind, it's going to always be there, because it's going to always be there to say, wow, how would it be to be with that person? Or how would it be to be with that person? But that don't mean you have to distrust your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your husband, you don't have to distrust them because of that. Because they're fantasizing. Just like you like to fantasize. A lot of couples like to get together and fantasize. They call them freaky couples. A lot of them couples like to be freaky like that. They dig that. But a lot of people, a lot of couples don't. But when you don't enjoy, when you don't have add that element of enjoyment to your life, that element of excitement, then that feeling of warm emotion and that feeling of intimacy, you can fade away. So you wanna keep that feeling. And the only way you can keep that feeling is to pay attention to that relationship. Like I was saying earlier, try to remember the things that was good about your relationship. And then you think about what went wrong and why did the feeling go away. A lot of times, it's nothing and what gets me about it a lot of times, about these feelings, you can be in love with someone and so forth, and that person loves you, and everything is beautiful, beautiful, and perfect. But somebody else come along, and that somebody else come along, and you say, whoa, and then you got a problem. Now you can either make two decisions. You can either go ahead and get down, or you can say, no, I better stay away from that because I know what's going to happen already. So what you want to do is you want to do the right thing. But some guys, especially the players, some guys, they feel that, like I said, the boyfriend and girlfriend thing that comes before marriage, that's going to always have the power. It's going to always have the power. It's going to always be the darkness of the thing. That dark feeling where you can do that with your girlfriend or your boyfriend and nobody knows about it if you're married. That's the dark side of it. Because the girlfriend, boyfriend that come before marriage are going to always be there in your imagination, in your mind. When you have an argument, the first thing you want to do is maybe go out. And when you go out seeking that boyfriend and girlfriend. You see? So the first thing you want to do, you want to make sure that everything is all right. In other words, you got to know how to reconcile. When you get in an argument or something like that, reconciliation. You got to have, jealousy. Jealousy is something else, especially in love. Jealousy can be the most irrational thing, the most irrational, regrettable thing, that emotion that you can have. Because through jealousy, you can lose so much. So much. Your life can be affected so much. How many guys in jail right now? How many guys in the penitentiary or under the ground right now because of jealousy? Or girls or women, wives. It's a daily occurrence. Because of jealousy. You see, that's one emotion that you don't want to have, believe me. Believe me, because you're talking about a hurtful thing. Not only is it bad for you, it's hurtful. So you want to stay away from that kind of thing. When I think about marriage and love, I think that marriage and love is a good thing. I think that you have to care. But not only, you got some people care, but that's as far as it goes. That's lazy. That's laziness. But then you got people who are concerned. Now, the people who are concerned about their relationship, they're going to do something about it if the relationship is failing each other. But the person who just cares, they're just going to care and let things happen. Separation, divorce, whatever. But I care. Right? Yeah. But that person who is concerned is going to say, oh, no, wait a minute. Let's get the facts together. Let's see what's going on. What happened? Let's put a Band-Aid on that. Get it together, whatever. And stuff. So you want to see, listen, marriage is kind of thing. Like marriage a lot of times depends on money. Everything depends on money. Everything, money. You gotta have the money. And a lot of times marriage depends. And not only that, marriage depends on what you want. Is that what you want? And what you want and what you need. What you want might not be what you need. And what you need, if you don't want it, then who's the fault? Who's the blame for it? You see? So, fellas out there, you got a good woman, keep that good woman, because when you lose her, hey man, let me tell you something. You lose a good woman, you done lost your powers. You done lost your powers. You understand? You want to keep it good. And the same thing for the ladies out there. Don't lose a good man. Remember, good is useful to perfection of your relationship in your life. Like the girl said, she's determined to make her husband or her boyfriend a better person. But she's going to do it by getting a boyfriend and making him jealous. That ain't no way to do. What's going to happen? That's like Murphy, the Murphy's Law. If anything can go wrong, it will go wrong. So that's a bad approach to take, to make another person jealous in order to tighten up the relationship. That's not a very good thing to do, because some people, once that jealousy starts, it doesn't stop. The distrust and the suspicious and all that, where you get too much love involved. You ever been loved too much? Your woman love you too much, or your man love you too much? Love you so much that you become nothing? Love you so much that you become a prisoner in your home because you can't go out, you can't have friends or anything because she or he loves you? That's irrational love. That's not rational love. That's irrational love. And that love is a defensive thing. They use it as a defense in order to keep that relationship together. That's too much. Too much love. Is it uncaring love? It can be uncaring. It can be uncaring. Very much so. Because you should be concerned about how your intimate partner feels. Are you going to be concerned about doing something about it? Because, in other words, if you see me, you see her. If you see her, you see me. That type of person. If you're going to try to keep your partner as a prisoner, you see. You don't want them around other people. Oh, I don't want her around other people because I don't want her mixing with other guys, or I don't want him mixing with other girls. Why? Number one, you don't trust them. There's a reason. Some people can be trustful and say, oh, I know everything gonna be all right. I ain't even worried about it. But how many people can say that? How many people know the powers of boyfriends and girlfriends. There's a lot of powers there. So you gotta realize what you gotta wisdom, wisdom of the past. Look at the relationships that are going on. Find out what's involved in money. Most of the time, money. And then again, well, I saw this picture where this on a TV where this girl she come from the Philippines. This millionaire, he marries her, and he dated her online from the Philippines, and then he went to the Philippines, married her, brought her back to the United States, and she was a millionaire. She lived the millionaire life. She had all she wanted. But all of a sudden, hey, it started fading away. She started finding fault. Finding fault in this and finding fault in that and finding fault. She wasn't happy. It didn't work out. He got so jealous, she started messing with the gardener. Jealousy. And yeah, as you know, something bad happened. Like I said, the ingredients of bad is good. But then good, then bad became greater than good. And that's bad, not good. So you want to keep your relationship together. So, hey, fella, hey, girl. All right, how about getting together, having a nice time, giving each other a good squeeze, a good kiss, and think about what I said, and say to yourself, hey, I still got a girl here. You know, I got an intimate relationship. You know, I got some warm and nice. Stuff like that. You know, you say to yourself. And then say, I'm just going to make an effort to make things work. And you might be surprised. Okay, this is Thurman saying, I'm glad to talk with you. Glad to be your friend. And I hope everything works out for you and solve them problems. It's about intelligent conversation. Conversation that's going to do you some good. What is good? Good is useful to perfection. Like he said. It's useful to perfection. Too much good is what? Too much good can be bad. It can be so irrational. So irrational until you get downright disgusted with the relationship. So I don't want to be in that kind of relationship anymore. So I want out of the relationship. Now, not that I'm saying that to anyone, because I don't know of any relationship that I want out of other than being loved too much. I don't want to be loved too much. I don't want to be loved so much. And I'm talking about you. I'm not just talking about me. I'm talking about other people who's in that. If the shoe fits, wear it. You don't want to be loved so much until you can't do things. You don't want to be loved so much until you can't have friends. You don't want to be loved so much until you can't have normal relationships like other people do. Freedom. See, you wanna have the powers that be that says this person is free and his life is predetermined. That's why the person can be trusted. The life is predetermined and controlled. But you're free. But you can't do nobody no harm. Your life is predetermined. Guidance, usefulness, things like that. You can be a greater person. When I say a greater person, you say, what is a greater person? Remember, good is what's greater than bad and useful to perfection. You can be that greater person. But you got to have that attitude. You got to have the attitude that you got powers. Everybody got certain powers. But you got to have the attitude that your power is going to be used for good. Your power does good things. Is helpful. People want you around all the time. People want to see you happy. People want to see you everything with long life. They want to see you live a long, healthy life because you're useful. Like having you around. You're free. Do what you want to do. Long as you don't trespass on nobody. Long as you don't, wrong nobody. You treat people right. Live your life. Stick around. Have a nice time. You're useful. Okay. This is Thurman saying, until next time. Now, I want to remind you, I'm working on this book named Polyfox, and I want this book, I hope it's published by this time next year. So next week, I'm not going to do a show because I'll be working on the book constantly. But the week after that, we're going to do a show. We're going to do part 2 of Love and Marriage, or Marriage and Love. Which one you think it is? The next time,